Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabe, and thanks for joining me here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm going to be here for the next couple weeks, and I thought, I'd still make some content for you guys. This past weekend, I was out at Buttonwillow, and I was able to track the GT3 and also track my buddy's GT3RS. It's a Weissach package. It's black, carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber roof. Silver seat belts, silver stitching on the headrest. Just a beautiful spec, honestly. He has just wrapped it stealth black as well, so it looks really sexy. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the GT3RS, and then maybe later on this week do a comparison video between the GT3 and the GT3RS. Honestly, when I think about the GT3RS, I think of like a UTV, like a Razor. I don't even know if they still make a Rhino anymore, but you don't buy a Razor to a Polaris Razor. You don't buy that to drive it on the street. You buy it to take it off-roading, whether it's in the desert or out in your local, wherever the hell it may be, whatever. But you don't really think about oh, I'm going to take my Razor on the street. No. With me, the GT3RS falls in that category with tracking it. I would never buy a GT3RS and not track the car. That's basically what it's bred to do. That's what it's built to do. It's purpose built to track. It's not built to go to Cars and Coffee and drive on the street. So that is my opinion on the GT3RS. Now, how it handled was insane. We're talking about something that handled and felt just as capable as my GT3. As is. So Jason bought that car with 69 miles on it. That's pretty much all delivery miles. He had put a couple hundred miles on it just to get it through the break-in period because it still had not even been broken in yet. It was a 2019 and pretty much just sat. Yeah, so he got it through the break-in period just in time to go to the track day, and yeah, after that was full send after that. So I got my hands on it, and you'll see in the footage here, pretty much never got a full lap where I was totally alone and could actually, do my thing, but it felt just as capable as my GT3 with the track alignment, sticky rubber, what else? Some bushings, MCS suspension. It felt just as capable as that car, which is mind-blowing to me because this is a bone stock GT3RS. Keep in mind, I'm not like saying that the GT3RS is no slouch. We know it's a freaking purpose-built race car, So it's not really that it surprised me, but it was just, I didn't think that they would be that freaking good out of the box. To me, that car could easily be a mid-40s car at Buttonwillow with a proper setup. As is stock, easily I feel like that car can hit 50s all day with just the stock alignment, the aero that it has, and the Cup 2 tires. Now, these Cup 2 tires were the original ones from 2018 when the car was produced, so they were toast. I mean, you could tell they were dry rotted out. It was pretty bad, the levels of grip that they had. The brake fluid seemed pretty squishy after a couple laps, which is pretty strange. My GT3 didn't have that feeling ever, but other than that, car stopped when I wanted it to stop. It gave me the grip for the most part that I needed, and I was still able to set down 56s with traffic. I think if I got a clear lap at the beginning of the day with better weather, because we're talking about it was already 102 degrees at this point, I have no doubt in my mind that we would have probably been right at 50. It's exactly where the GT3 was when I first started that day. So, am I impressed? Hell yes. Am I surprised? Nah, not really. It's just that good of a damn car. Here comes a plane right now. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry. So, Sao Paulo, if you guys don't know, is one of the I think it's like the second or third biggest city in the world behind New York and Tokyo. So it's fucking massive. It's beautiful. You can see this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but just skyscrapers as far as you can see. So if you're a really urban type of person, like this is it. Yeah, just beautiful. So yeah, getting back to what I was talking about, the GT3RS, didn't really surprise me, but I was very impressed by how well it handled right out of the box. It's just fucking insane. The grip levels didn't feel like they were too far off the GT3, my GT3. If you guys don't know about my GT3, it's got a GMG track alignment, running Supercar 3Rs, which to me is like the best 100 treadwear tire in the market right now. Pretty much the fastest thing I think you can get, aside from the A7 Hoosier. What else? MCS suspension, some monoball bushings, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But it just handles very well. You know, turn-in's amazing with the rear steer. And the GT3RS with the stock alignment gave me the same exact feeling of mechanical grip. Obviously, it's using aero. It's got an actual functional wing that's actually working. Now, it looked pretty level to me. It didn't look like there was too much aero going on or taking effect. So maybe with some slight adjustments, you'll get a lot more downforce for sure. But yeah, very impressive the way that the car just felt just as planted as mine. One thing I did notice was the tires in mid-corner. You could tell the back end was starting to slip out. You'll see in my videos, it feels very, I don't know, the rear end just seemed to want to slide a lot. Kick out left and right, depending on where I was turning. But other than that, you know, it was pretty good for the most part. Those Cup 2 tires, like I said, were pretty junk. You could tell that they got greasy after a couple laps. So I think on a new set of Cup 2 tires, it's a different story. But on these ones specifically, yeah, it felt like they didn't have much juice left in them. So he'll get some new tires pretty soon here. I think his plan is to run them until they're bald, and then you know, learn the car on those, which I think is a great idea. That's what I did with my GT3, and it really humbled me and made me realize that, oh fuck, this car is harder than I think it is. And then once you swap on some good compound and then a good track alignment, oh man, it's like the car drives itself. So I can't even imagine what the GT3RS is going to feel like once he does all those changes. I thought there was another plane coming. Yeah, I think his plans are suspension, crack pipe, race headers, and sticky tires, some E88s. I actually bought my old E88s off of the person I sold them to. So yeah, that car should come along very nice, and I have no doubt in my mind that car's going to be landing 45s in the right hands. I think Jason needs to learn the car a little more, and then definitely he'll be there, but it's always a work in progress. I used to be one of those people that used to think that, oh, a GT3, it's got to be fast on track. If the guy's not fast, then he doesn't know what he's doing. But after owning one, you realize it's not as easy as you think. Rear engine takes some time, especially for the majority of people that start off with only a driven front engine cars. So when you go to that rear engine, it's a completely different driving dynamic. And the only way to really get better at it is another plane comes. The only way to get better at rear engine cars is just seat time. And I'm not talking, you're not going to get any better driving on the street. We're talking about pushing your car to your limit, because I don't think anybody's pushing a GT3RS to its limit, honestly. But pushing your limit is going to increase your driving skill and knowledge with that rear engine car. And yeah, that's the only way I see anybody getting any better with these type of cars. It's pretty incredible what these cars can do just in the right hands, and even if you're not a very experienced driver, it seems to mask a lot of mistakes pretty easily. And I always say that it makes a good driver look great, a great driver look amazing. And I really think that's the case, to be honest with you. It's just, they're just that good of a car. As far as the actual quality of the GT3RS itself, I mean, Porsche goes without saying it, the quality is just higher than anything in its category. You know, I've seen McLarens where the interior is falling apart, shit doesn't, you know, click into place anymore. buttons, the paint's wearing off. It just looks like shit. With the Porsches, it's never been that way. Even on my GT3, after owning it for over a year now, the interior looks just as good as when I bought it. I really think that Porsche has a really good quality control standard, and they're not really slouching on that when it comes to the Weissach package. If you guys don't know, the Weissach package is just a package with a lot more carbon fiber. I think it saves about 20 pounds over the regular GT3RS. I think it's around 3150 or something like that. You're not really losing too much weight, but at the same time, it just looks great. You know, it's all pretty much aesthetics, and then the weight gain is just a plus. So, sorry, the weight loss is just a plus. Yeah, carbon fiber paddles on the car, carbon fiber roof, carbon fiber hood. Some of them have carbon fiber louvers in the front, carbon fiber air dams, carbon fiber wing, the air duct in the back. So there's just a million things you can do with those cars as far as how they're spec'd and how much carbon fiber you want on it. But I mean, it gets insanely expensive very fast. I've known guys who have the full everything front to rear carbon fiber, and we're talking about a $320,000 car when the market was good. So, you know, you think about it now, how shitty the market is. That's probably about a $400,000 to $500,000 car. I'm not going to disclose how much Jason bought his for, but it was a pretty penny for sure. And I mean, that's pretty much what you got to pay right now to play. So that's kind of what's expected. But yeah, rear steer on the car felt the same as the GT3. Didn't feel any different. I've already gone over the aero and how I think that didn't really play too much of a factor, but you could tell that even with the limited mechanical grip from the Cup 2s, that aero helped out a little bit more just to make it feel just as planted as my car actually. So yeah, that was pretty impressive. The steering, yes, the steering. The steering on the GT3RS is extremely fucking light. I'm not a fan of it. I like a heavy steering feel. For instance, like the F80, it's got, you know, everything, you know, solid bearing, you know, monoball this, everything, SPL that, all that. And the steering feels great. It doesn't feel like that standard electric steering rack that just feels just numb as fuck and boring. That's the feeling I got from the GT3RS, which is insane. I don't know if there was a setting to change it. Jason didn't know if there was either, but it's just extremely light and very synthetic. It just does not feel normal. I'm not a fan of it. That's the only complaint I have about the car. Maybe with some solid tie rod ends and some solid front arms, which I think it already has. I'm pretty sure that the GT3RS already has solid everything. But if it doesn't, maybe it'll make the steering feel a little heavier. That was the only thing that was really caught off guard. It felt lighter, way lighter than my GT3RS, or sorry, my GT3. And yeah, that is my only complaint about the car, is just the steering. The steering wheel is great though. That's probably my favorite steering wheel of all time that I've ever seen from factory. So yeah, it was really nice. But yeah, the steering wheel itself is just like child's play. I don't really have anything else to talk about on the GT3RS, so I'll probably end it at this. But if you guys have any questions, if I didn't cover anything before, please drop it in the comment section below and I'll get back to it as soon as possible. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the future videos from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Other than that, take it easy. Peace.